My name's Christine DeLay. So I'm a mixed media artist. I like to say that I use whatever's within my vicinity that I can grab that'll get the job done. But I mainly work with collage. I'm onto this stuff called vinyl gouache right now, which is amazing. And I use charcoal and paint pens. Those are kind of my main mediums. Vinyl gouache is water-based. It's like a gouache, except for it dries completely matte, and it dries in a vinyl kind of. So I have it here, for instance. It's shiny only because I put some gloss on it, but if you were to try and peel it off, it would come off in like feels like vinyl. I'm someone who leans towards matte rather than glossy, and it's just the quality of the paint, I think. And it really soaks up the charcoal. So like when I do charcoal work over top of the vinyl gouache, it really makes this like rich black. So I got into art, I would say like the time where I really kind of started to think it was a part of my identity was in high school. I wasn't really someone who like fit in high school. I grew up in a really small mining town, and you know, I was into counterculture stuff. Like, you know, when I heard Nirvana, that it just kind of changed my whole life. And I was a teenager around that time, right? So I had an art teacher in high school who really saw something in me, and it really kind of, I mean, it changed the direction of my life. It really is that thing where, you know, one person, one act, or one person giving you that thing that you didn't have, you were lacking in your life, someone believing in you. Like, I had good parents, but she just really saw something in me, and she saw me as her star art student kind of thing. And she gave me a lot of attention and was like, wow, you're really talented. So yeah, from there, I just went into everything creative. When I came out of high school, I got a full scholarship to an art school, and I did 4 years of this alternative art school that was in Northern Ontario. And we did like fine arts, but also there was like this side focus on Indigenous arts. So we did stuff like building birch bark canoes and making drums and stuff like that. So it was really cool. For the longest time, I didn't really pursue art. And then when the pandemic hit, my father also passed away during the pandemic, and I had moved to Vancouver. And so I had all this time, and I only mentioned my dad passing away because it kind of created this perfect storm for me to go like, live life now, you know, like, so in the grieving process, I kind of, you know, took that positive out of it, and I just started working. Started off with just doing portraits, actually, at my kitchen table while my son slept, you know, when he went to bed. And my best friend from art school, she's living in Toronto, and she texted me one night and she was like, I'm never gonna be an artist again. Like, I can't figure this out. You know, family and kids and stuff, it really kind of puts a wrench in the plans sometimes. But you gotta love them. But so she texted me and I said, well, hey, I'm trying to do this too. Why don't we do like a 1 month portrait challenge? We'll do like 1 portrait a day. We'll keep each other accountable, and then, you know, we'll take it from there. And then it just snowballed for both of us. And it combines all the things that I love. You know, I love collage. And finally, collage is like having a bit of its day, you know, where like it's being taken more seriously. And it combines, so collage, thrifting. I love thrifting, which is, it sounds ridiculous, but you know, these frames, they're thrifted frames. I'm thrifting clothes now and sewing onto them, and just, yeah, it just brings everything that I love together. But part of why I love collage is that you can go through all these old thrifted books that are just sitting on thrift store shelves and find there's so many images out in the world, you know, that are just not being used, especially in our time. And I get my ideas from there, right? Like right now I'm working a lot with balloons. So I'll look for, you know, a lot of images that have to do with childhood. This kid was pulling a rope. He was working on a boat, and the whole idea for the zipper and writing on the TV came from that. So yeah, starting with collage is for me the best way to go. Gives me my ideas. So this piece is called Queens. And this is from a series that I did about a year ago, exploring the theme of connection and just finding your tribe, or whatever you want to call it, your group of people where, you know, your chosen family kind of thing. And this particularly is about acceptance. And, you know, to be honest, I like to hear what other people have to say about it, actually, because that to me is where the connection happens, you know, when the viewer kind of sees something in it. And it's always really interesting to me to hear what they have to say. Cats! Let's talk about cats. I wanted to create a merch kind of line. Like, for instance, Slice of Life Gallery, I got into their gift shop, you know, a couple of years ago. And I didn't want to put, I always say my real art, which kind of puts this art down, but I didn't want to put my fine art on t-shirts and like cards and stuff like that. It all kind of came together one Christmas when I was going through some old art stuff, and I'd found this, just one collage little cat person. I'd put a cat head on this person. I forget what the scene was. When I found it, it kind of clicked, like, oh, this could be a fun thing to kind of play around with and see if I can do like a merch thing, right? So now I have t-shirts, I have stickers and cards, and yeah, I'm just kind of building it from there. So I'll be bringing some Fatty Cat stuff. They're pretty affordable. Like, this piece is like 40 bucks. I have some work that you know, is maybe a little bit more experimental than what I do here. Because even though I do have kind of a theme and a narrative going, like sometimes I have ideas for other things and I'll play around and stuff. So there's some more experimental stuff that I'll be bringing to the show as well. Yeah, excited.